Okay, we're going to hit the reset button for a second. I tried to record yesterday, but it was a piece of hot ass. Not good hot ass, garbage hot ass. It was terrible. I tried stuttering my way through it as best I could, and I just could not think of what I was going to say next. It was awful. Forgive me if I kind of speed through this stuff. I have already recorded a whole episode on these same topics, so bear with me a little bit. I think this will go much more smoothly. It'll save me some time in editing. Well, this past weekend was a complete blur. Unfortunately, there are not too many pictures or videos that I took, probably for the better. But we did get a good video of RJ dancing, or whatever he was trying to do. But yeah, this is how I felt on Thursday.
Men's basketball championship begins tonight on ESPNU. For more information on game times and listings, go to NC.
And this was me Sunday through Tuesday trying to recover.
Jacob, why are you drinking Pedialyte, bro?
I need it.
Use both your eyes.
Some.
All right, let's get into episode 95, everyone. Let's go! Live from Delaware, it's Hoagies and Pierogis! With your hosts, Ian DiCarlo. We're getting a little double down. Chocolate Rain. And RJ Hammond.
I just want some more hot tea in my life. Let's just say he was a good lover.
All right, before we go over some of my betting, let's go over someone else's betting. Ohtani, what are you doing over there, huh? We see you. Ipe being the fall guy. Oh, what the hell's going on there? Ipe, his translator that he's like best friends with, and everyone has said that he's a great guy, awesome to be around. He, can actually speak English, so he can actually hang out with the other guys in the clubhouse. He stole allegedly stole $4.5 million from Ohtani in $500,000 increments. He was found, or his name was in maybe some list. I don't know if they got like a tip off that he was in some illegal betting ring in California. In the state of California, it is not legal to bet on any sports if you play a professional sport at all, no matter what the sport is. They're one of 10 states that actually is like no betting, no matter what, even if you're a professional, like even if it's not your sport. So I mean, dude better start paying attention to his money. He's got $700 million coming his way. That can like disappear pretty quick. He's like, oh, it's just California taxes. No. He's swindling you. So I saw that like as his translator and from other people's accounts that the translator can have access to your funds and can have access to your bank account in a lot of cases. I guess they're more of like a personal assistant or something, but I don't know. I mean, Ipe was very trusted with Ohtani, so I'm not sure what's going on here. I really, really didn't like that he said he was going to talk to the media, but then the closer it got to the time of the press conference, he was like, oh, I'm just going to read a pre-written statement. Everyone was joking that it would be funny if he just came up to the podium and was like, yeah, I bet on the games. What of it? He just speaks like perfect. That was a terrible New York accent. But he just comes up and is speaking perfect English. Doesn't need a translator at all. But this is a little bit fishy. His agent, current agent, Nez Balalo, I believe his name is, was Ryan Braun's agent when he was caught up in the biogenesis scandal after he got a 50-game suspension overturned for being like, yeah, I wasn't in this at all. I wasn't in this. And then the biogenesis stuff came out with like Barry Bonds and A-Rod and everyone and Sammy Sosa. And they were like, yeah, you lied through your teeth to us. Like, it was not good for Ryan Braun. And people hated him. I remember that was when I first started to like baseball. So, not like baseball, but first started following it. And I was like, damn, why does everyone hate Ryan Braun so much? Of course, I hated him just because he was on the Brewers, and, I'm a Pirates fan. But he's been leaving Shohei out to dry, apparently. He hasn't showed up for any of these meetings. And one of the managers was like, yeah, you're dealing with a guy who carried Ryan Braun's piss. And it was funny in the Yahoo article that I read verbatim in the fucking video and thought it would be a good idea, that they were like, now, of course, it has not been proven that that Bilalo carried Ryan Braun's urine. I just thought it was so funny, so that like Bilalo doesn't sue Yahoo or something. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Shohei, you got to be careful. That's just see there are pictures of him at like basketball games looking like he's like sweating out a huge parlay. So let's go on to some more, I guess, just positive news. The Korean series was pretty fun. The next game that happened after like 5-2 was 13-11 or something, or 14-11 Padres. That was awesome. Pretty sure they had a really good turnout, and it was great having those games at 6 a.m. like I said last week. MLB has told the Dodgers and the Cubs they'll be opening the 2025 season in Tokyo in Japan. That's going to be sick. They will go wild over there, and I'm sure we will see an Ichiro appearance. Okay, let's see here. Official not spring training roster, official regular season rosters came out. The opening day rosters. And baby, this Perot guy got another prediction right. Let's go. Jared Jones has made the opening day roster, and he should be the opening day starter for the home opener. So, should be the home opener, I should say, not the opening day home opener. Already fucking up. But this is going much better than yesterday. The only surprise here, really, was Skeen starting in AAA instead of AA. You love to see it. We're hoping, of course, Pirates fans know that he probably won't be up after the 15-day deadline for another year of service. But that would make it on 4-1-2 day in Pittsburgh, and that would be awesome. That would be so cool. I'm thinking more around like the All-Star break. If they need him, probably in June. People are like, oh no, he'll be up earlier than that. He's so good. You don't know the Pirates. You don't know what they did to Cruz. All right, they did Cruz dirty, bringing him up for 2 games in October in 21, and then the next year bringing him up in June. And then last year he breaks his ankle 15 games in. Bailey Falter made the roster. He's been scored on in 14 of his 16 appearances as a Pirate. Not good at all. Not good in the slightest. But Holderman or Mlodzinski is going to come off the IL and probably take his place, I would imagine. Mlodzinski, there was a rumor going around that he needed Tommy John. I don't think that's true. And then Holderman was dealing with the flu. He said he lost like 15 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds or something like that. That was rough, and it ran through everyone at a different time in the clubhouse. So who knows? Who knows what's going on? I mean, it's starting in Florida. Don't want it to be another COVID. That would be awful. Okay, gonna have to make my way up to Fenway on Tuesday, August 28th, the most random day for One Piece theme night. Oh, that would be so fun to go up there. And they're giving out a Luffy bobblehead that I would love to add to the collection of the Pirates Wonder Woman and the Pirate Parrot. I'm going to save my vacation days for something else that's coming up later. Last thing that we need to go over is the Baltimore bridge situation. Collapsed after a ship lost power and ran into one of the support pillars. Terrible, terrible tragedy. I said yesterday, and it wasn't confirmed, but it's confirmed now, that if the owners vetoed the sale of the Orioles, it would be the worst week in Baltimore history. But the sale passed earlier today. There was no pushback to it. One of the factors was one of the owners, Peter Angelo, I think, passing away. He just passed away last Sunday. They got on it. They were like, all right, let's get this thing moving. It's not set to be fully done by the time opening day hits, but it's a bright future for the Orioles, like I've said before. Okay, so I'm going to go over like what happened mostly. I'm not going to talk about the bracket. I'm going to keep the bracket separate for later. So on Thursday, couldn't make any bets. We went to Walters, which is fucking awesome. Best smoked wings I've ever had. And it was going pretty well. It was the least sweaty day for sure. I passed out at probably like 10 o'clock. I think I passed out at like 10:30 every night except for Saturday night. I was going at it. I will go over this first. The only reason why I had one pick wrong, and in my other bracket I had 2 picks wrong, in the bracket that we'll go over, Kentucky losing to fucking Oakland. John Calipari needs fired. He needs to be fired 100%. 2 early exits back-to-back. Last year was, I don't know, fairly worse. I don't know. I think last year may have been better for them because then Oakland got destroyed in the next round. No excuses. No excuses, but he is making them. He's making plenty of them. He's like, our average age is 19. Theirs is 24, 25. Like, maybe I just have to construct the team in a different way. Maybe it's not just these one and dones now. It doesn't fucking matter. Excuses, fucking excuses. It's terrible. Your team gave up 15 threes to Jimmy Neutron. 15 threes. Maybe a better comparison from Jimmy Neutron would be Megamind Sheen. And then another lookalike joke, there was the video of Audi Crooks backing down Cameron Brinks, and then the comment said, Waluigi versus Wario. Oh, that was so good. You know what? Friday, put our parlays in. Oh, love to see it. So I had to wait all day for most of my parlays. I really didn't put too many bets in on single games, although I should have on Sunday. We went to the casino after we got lunch and everything on Friday. Already kind of drunk. We went for a happy hour, but there wasn't a happy hour. It was just like we went from 4 to 6. And I went in, pulled out $200, sat down at the roulette table with my buddy who doesn't know anything about gambling, and I don't know anything about gambling either. So the Asian dealer that was there said, I realize this now, singles or do you want multiples? And she said, single or multiple? I said, what, 3 times? And she said it the same exact way. Single or multiple? And I said singles, and I gave her $100 in singles. I just straight up gave her the 100 because the machine gave me 2 100s. And immediately I was like, oh, well, I can't stop her now. And I can't exchange them later because she already counted all of them. Oh, I felt so fucking bad. And it was a $15 table, so I had to count out 15 chips at a time. And I kept fucking up. I was like explaining the rules to my buddy, but while I was explaining the rules, I took my chips away before she took the the stopper or whatever she puts on someone who wins the chips that she has to pay out. So I kept doing that, and I felt so bad each time I did it. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I lost $100 pretty quick. I think I was actually down to my last 15. And I just took the last 15 that were house chips. They just had an H on them. So I guess they were only good at that table or something. And I just took them with me. I tried to put them down on another table. The guy was like, you got to use them at the table you got them from. And I was like, oh, shit, fuck. All right, well, at this point, my anxiety is like, oh, my God, all right, holy shit. And then I go back, and the table's full, so now I'm like, oh, God damn it, what do? I don't want to stand here and wait. And then I just was like, all right, let's go find something else to do, fucking Rich. I don't want to be here anymore. So we just walked around for a little bit. He was on a little bit of mushrooms. There were mushrooms going around throughout the weekend after we got back from the casino. And we just walked around, and then we decided to sit on a penny slot. I think he had $1 in change that he gave me, and I was like, fuck it, just tap away at these slots. Won 75 cents back. It was so terrible. And then I don't know what the fuck happened, but I got so drunk to the point. I had 2 beers. I bought 2 beers. I don't know if I was drugged or what. Someone came up to me and said, "Hey, nice mustache," and was really loud about it, really kind of weird about it. And later was like, "Hey, there's Mustache Man again." So maybe it was him that fucking drugged me. But no, we went back to the group, and everyone was like, "All right, we're all done. We lost a bunch of money. Let's go." We were there for an hour and a half, maybe, not that long. And I still had the chips in my pocket. So I go to get on the elevator to go to the car with everyone else, and they stop me, and they're like, "Sir, you have chips on you. You need to cash them in." And I'm like, "Oh, oh man, I don't even want to cash them in. Just take them. And I'm like, while I'm doing this, I'm getting them out of my pocket and just dropping them, and it almost looks like I'm throwing them at him. So I keep saying, "I swear I'm not throwing them at you. I swear I'm not throwing them at you," while I fumble multiple times to get them out of my pocket. It was so bad. I was a wreck. I actually had Friday described to me as 9/11, where I was just cruising through the morning. Then all of a sudden, I just, it was that bad. I had never had a day of myself described to me like that. It was terrible. Oh, it was bad. And then we got back. I passed out. People put paper towels on me. RJ actually did, because we did it to him last year. He said it was revenge. And I wake up, and I'm like, all right, so Northwestern won. That was the first game of the day. And I'm like, oh, who'd I have in my parlay? Texas A&M lost. No. And then I look it up, and I'm like, oh, no, they won. What was the result of the James Madison and Grand Canyon games? Holy shit. I wake up. It's 7:30 in the morning. I get right up, make sure to go. We all wrote down our parlays. I go check it, and I'm like, no fucking way. No fucking way. Meanwhile, my phone's loading FanDuel. I'm trying to get it to load. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. I am screaming. This is Saturday morning. And I'm like, no fucking way. James Madison and Grand Canyon won. The underdog parlay hit. I put $20 on it, won $795.20. Let's fucking go. At that point, I didn't care what happened at all the rest of the weekend. I was chilling. Oh, it was so awesome. Oh. We were all riding big. I might have put the biggest amount on it at $20. Maybe I think someone else put on 5 and someone else put on 10, but it was fucking incredible. Oh, that hit. So after I was done screaming, Saturday was way more chill. The rain stopped, so we got to build a fire. We hung outside most of the day, played a little beer ball, ate some fried chicken, which was awesome, and destroyed a keg. So, dude, overall, I had a great time seeing the guys, and betting in a group is way better than just me sitting here by myself, overthinking every single little thing, and then chasing my bets, and then losing those hedged bets as well. Oh, well, let's go over the bracket. Our champion has been eliminated, but we'll get through it. As you can see, our champion, Auburn, has already lost. Let's go over the round of 64. We got Northwestern wrong. That's okay, actually. This one is the one that really fucks us. Auburn lost to Yale 76-78. What a kick in the ass. So, obviously, we have Auburn going all the way. So, that's really bad for our total point projection. Other than that, pretty good. That Duquesne pick was nice because we were in Pittsburgh. That was fun. And we were, at my buddy's house, not in Pittsburgh. Michigan State ended up winning. That blew. I don't know why. You know what? I'm going to have to go back last week and check my reasoning as to why I picked Charleston over Alabama. But that was a high-scoring game. Holy shit. I think the over was like 176 or something like that. Maybe 179. Dude, fuck Clemson. Fuck Clemson straight up. Ugh, that pisses me off. That Clemson made it so far. Shit. But other than that, we got Dayton, right? Arizona, Texas A&M. We got James Madison on this one. That was good. NC State. Yep, there's the big one. Kentucky losing to Oakland. We picked Florida. That was like the highest scoring game, I think. 100 to 102. Or at least it was very close with the Bama-Charleston game. Western Kentucky did not look good. It was pretty rough. The first half wasn't too bad, but then the second half Marquette pulled away. And Marquette's looking pretty good. Utah State beat the shit out of TCU, but then got the shit beat out of them by Purdue in the next round. Gonzaga won. Oregon won. That was hilarious. My buddy did end up going to the South Carolina game, and he bought a $40 T-shirt just with South Carolina on it, and he was like, man, I don't even want this anymore. The Kansas-Sanford game was pretty good. Of course, it was one of the late games, so I was passed out already. Texas beat Colorado State, and then Tennessee won there. Let's move on to the round of 32. Obviously, that sucks. I can't believe. I should have just went with UConn. UConn looked so good against Northwestern. Not even a question. So, Auburn, yeah, that sucks. Then Illinois, we got right. Iowa State, we got right. UNC, we got right. And then this one since I had Charleston advancing, I picked Grand Canyon, so that was wrong. And then Clemson, again, fuck you. Dayton's there. Houston, that was an exciting game against Texas A&M. Texas A&M forced the game into overtime. It was pretty late on Sunday. So at that point, I was up, but I was just so beat. But yeah, they went 195. Duke, NC State. Marquette looked pretty good against Colorado. That was a great game. I believe it was the game that was on while I was driving home from Pittsburgh on Sunday. Like I said, Purdue crushed Utah State. That was disgusting. We got Gonzaga there. We got Creighton, and we got Tennessee. So Sweet 16 is set. Unfortunately, this branch can't really go far with Auburn. I picked Auburn over UConn. Shit. Balls. I picked Iowa State over Illinois. I think that will hold. Illinois hasn't really faced much of a test yet. Faced South Dakota State. And then not destroyed Washington State, but Illinois had Duquesne and Morehead State. So, yeah, they haven't really faced a hard test either. This one I got North Carolina finally breaking out of that one. I had Oregon over Baylor, and I'm going to put all my fucking money on Arizona because I hate Clemson so much. I hate them. Okay, Houston, Duke, we got Houston winning. Unfortunately, we got Western Kentucky advancing. And this one, Gonzaga, and then the next one, Creighton over Tennessee, which I think can happen. Tennessee played a very close game against Texas, And actually, I think Texas should have won that game. So, all right. That is all for the bracket update now. We are, I believe, third. Yeah, I am tied for third in our bracket pool right now that I won last year. So, no chance of winning. almost zero. Unless Iowa State breaks through here and I have some different picks from Shane's Iowa State there. That might have a chance, but yeah. Okay, let's go into football now. This is the reason that I want to take my vacation days. 2 games on Christmas, game the next day, Thursday night football, no games on Friday. Then we have our Saturday games on the 28th, Sunday games on the 29th, a Monday night football game on the 30th. And then on the 30th and the 1st, we have college football playoff quarterfinal games. That is 6 out of 7 days there will be football. I am 100% taking those days off. There's no way I am missing that. That's incredible. So the teams that will play in the Christmas Day game will be playing on Saturday the previous week. So it's just like playing Sunday to Thursday. All right, some rule changes. These are pretty significant. The hip drop tackle has been banned. It's voted on by the owners, even though the NFLPA said, please leave it alone. Why even have a players union at that point if the owners can veto and just vote over the players what they want to see on the field? That doesn't make much sense to me. I guess they want to ban the swivel hip drop variety. So it's like taking them, turning them around, and then almost like sitting on their legs. That's the main one they want to take out of the game. Now, will a referee be able to accurately officiate this real time? No, I don't think so. So it's just going to be probably hip drops, period. And what sucks is that we get plays taken away, like the DK Metcalf taking down Budda Baker, running him all the way down the field. He kind of landed awkwardly, like it was almost a swivel hip drop. Like I said, it seems impossible for a ref to differentiate between the two. So, man, it's become so common that I don't know. It's gonna change the way. Like, how the fuck, like I said, are you gonna bring down Derrick Henry? And this is something that I think people will like once it's implemented, but for now, people hate it, and they're like, this is the XFL. This is the XFL. It is the XFL, but the XFL had a 97% kickoff return rate. I want to see that instead of 10 kickoffs in the Super Bowl going through the end zones and being touchbacks. No. Here's a little snippet of what that would look like. They are really trying to keep the kickoff alive instead of just getting rid of it like they've been talking about. Even like probably like 5 years ago, they were talking about just getting rid of it entirely. So I do appreciate the effort. I think this is the last thing that we have here. Kraft was surprised by the NFLPA report cards that came out where they had like an F in the weight room. Yeah, no shit. Like, now that he saw the show, like the Dynasty didn't just focus on the positive things like he thought that it would for some reason. He seems to be acting like he was caught with his pants around his ankles in a massage parlor. Like, he can't just put all this stuff on Belichick anymore. So it is kind of embarrassing for him. Embarrassing for the fans is one thing. For the players to be embarrassed by him, I think, is a whole different thing. And he's like, all right, here's a $50 million weight room. Have it. So he's trying his best to be, I don't know, he's going to be in the public eye a lot more now that Belichick is gone. Hopefully that works out. Hopefully there are more things coming. Like they said, he's going to add daycare or something for the players. He said he didn't realize that was an issue somehow. But, yeah. I don't know. We'll see next year when the report cards come out if he did anything. All right. I think that's it for this week. This went much better. Much, much, much better than what happened yesterday. I don't know what the fuck happened yesterday. So make sure to support the show by leaving a like and comment on all the videos. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. TikTok while you still can. And then Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts. All right, everybody. We'll leave you with this. Much, 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 much.